Hi everyone, welcome to Zynerd's demo of the Andhra Pradesh Government Quota Counselling or the Competent Quota Counselling for NEET PG 2025. The registration has already started and we'll be running you through the demo. It started yesterday at around 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock. There were a lot of issues, so we had always suggested that you wait for one day before going ahead with the registration. Andhra Pradesh has two counselings. One is the government quota and one is the management quota. The government quota counselling is actually one for AP MBBS or those candidates who are non-local of AP. We have done an info guide on the eligibility and the seats available as far as Andhra Pradesh government quota is concerned. You can please go through that in case you have any queries. If you are going to register for the open seats of Andhra Pradesh, the management quota notification will come up. You will have to register for that, not for the government quota. Get clarity on that and then please go ahead. Important dates, the website link is available over here. The important dates is also listed. You can have a look at it. 25th at 11 p.m. the complete registration closes. After this, if you register, there might be a late fee of around 20,000 rupees. So please ensure that you register early. The late fee is not mentioned this year, but last year it was 20,000. So please be aware that it might be a very high fee. If you're interested in government quota, please apply during round 1. Round 2, they usually do not add on applications. Round 3, they may, if the cutoff gets reduced. Always better to apply in round 1, even if there is a minor chance. The application link is available over here. Direct application link. You can go in and apply. The eligibility, we have already done a session exclusively for subscribers. A quick look at the eligibility. Anybody who is AU local, somebody who has done MBBS from AU or MBBS from Siddhartha but joined as AU local, schooling done 6th to 12th in AU region, they will be eligible for 85% of AU local seats. Similarly, anybody who has done MBBS from SVU is SVU local, or those who have done MBBS from Siddhartha but did 7 years of schooling, 6 to 12th in SVU region, they will also be considered SVU local. All the SVU local candidates are eligible for 85% of seats in the SVU local institutes. Siddhartha Medical College has AU local and SVU local seats. That too, respective AU local candidates will be eligible for AU local and SVU local will be eligible for SVU local. You also have non-domicile candidates who are eligible to apply for Andhra Pradesh. Non-domicile candidates are those candidates, non-local candidates. Non-local candidates are those candidates who fall under any of these criteria. They are also eligible. If you have already seen the info guide, you can skip that part. This is based on your residence, parents' residence, spouse's employment or spouse being local. So just parents' employment is also applicable. So just check on that part. All the candidates, AU local, SVU local, non-local, will be eligible for 15% of unreserved seats in every institute. Every institute, 85% goes into local and 15% is in the unreserved, and all the unreserved seats everybody is eligible for in this particular list. Note that other state MBBS are not eligible unless they fall under the non-local criteria. If you fall under the non-local criteria, you're only eligible for unreserved seats. Now the registration process, the fee differs. If you have completed MBBS in AP, basically if you're a local candidate based on AU local or SVU local MBBS, then you will be paying 7,080 if you are OC or BC, and for SC ST it is 5,900. If you have completed your MBBS outside AP but within India, then you will pay an additional 3,540 rupees. And if you have completed your MBBS outside the country itself, basically a foreign medical graduate, you will be eligible for 8,260. How can a foreign medical graduate be eligible for AP? They will be eligible only for the non-local seats because they would not fall under AUSV local. Same for other state MBBS candidates. Very few MBBS candidates alone from Telangana who might have had a migration certificate might be eligible in that particular district. This is based on the local migration rules that exist. Now here, once you click on registration, you will see this page. This is a full screenshot. This is the first basic registration that you need to get into. If you enter, you will have to enter your hall ticket number and the date of birth and say get details. If you enter the wrong hall ticket number and the date of birth, then it will show you enter valid NEET hall ticket and date of birth. You will enter the right details and then go on. Name will be displayed automatically, but your mobile number, email ID and password you will have to generate. Note that the name displayed over here, you will have to check very clearly and then go ahead. Ideally, when you enter the right details, you will get the right name. You don't need to worry about changes in names, display name, my certificate has this, etc. Just right now, you will only be able to go with this name. You will not be able to edit. So go ahead. Later during admissions, you can change some spelling differences, expansion of initials. Initials coming at first is not a problem. Now we go on. Enter your email ID and mobile number. Can be any email ID or mobile number. Need not necessarily be the one that you shared in MBE examinations or NEET PG examinations. Enter a password and then click on generate OTP after entering the CAPTCHA. If you generate the OTP, password is an 8-letter password, something like this works. Don't use the same, but something like this works. Generate OTP. Once you generate OTP, you will get an OTP on your mobile number. Just enter the OTP over here. It will say you have registered successfully and your registration ID is mentioned. This is very critical. This pop-up will also have your registration ID. Your SMS will also have your registration ID. Save it somewhere. Now going forward, you will always log in using your registration ID. Right at the beginning itself, you will log in using your registration ID and the password that you created. The registration ID came into you through SMS or in the user alert. So always take a screenshot or save the SMS or copy it somewhere. You can always change your password, use the profile button and change your password. You can also start by clicking on the services here. So once you log in, you will be taken to the dashboard page where you will click on services, and on clicking on services you will have the application submission initially. So what is the application submission? The application submission is a series of stages, has a series of stages, one starting from the personal details, educational qualification and other details, and moving on to the payment and then uploading of certificates. First we start with the personal details. These are the details that are requested. This is page 1. This is basically the same page put in as 3 screenshots. These are the details that are to be filled in. You can just pause and check the details. Now we will go through every detail that needs to be filled in. First, this part is auto-filled. So basically you gave your NEET PG details and the date of birth, right? From that, NEET PG roll number and the date of birth, right? From that, the entire details are picked, including your rank, score, date of mother's name, father's name, etc. This cannot be changed. Just go ahead. Next, you have the educational details. Under the educational details, it asks for AP's SSC and Telangana SSC and others. So, SSC is your secondary school certificate. Just click on SSC, click on AP SSC. If it is state board, the board of secondary education in the state, you click on that. And Telangana SSC, you click on that and enter your SSC number over here. If you have done it in a different board, select others as a board. I have done it in a different board. Like let us say I have done it in ICSE, CBSE within AP itself, or I have done it in a Tamil Nadu board, Karnataka board, etc. But I did my MBBS from AP. Then you can select others over here. If you select others, if you select AP SSB and Telangana SSB, no additional requirement is there. But if you select others, you should have to enter your board name, Tamil Nadu State Board or ICSE or CBSE. You will have to enter that. Then enter your SSC equivalent roll number or hall ticket. Your certificate will have it. Usually your SSC certificate will have it. Enter that and enter the month and year of passing. MBBS details is the next that needs to be filled in. Automatically your MBBS studied university state will be listed here. Where does this get this information from? From your NB exam. Unfortunately, if you have given your MBBS studies state as Telangana or something else, but you are actually an Andhra Pradesh MBBS, you will not be able to change this. Please connect with the N.T.R. UHS and try to change this. If you are an MBBS from a different state, then you will be eligible only for non-local criteria. Please be very clear. If you are an MBBS from Telangana, maybe, then you might not, if you are an MBBS from Telangana, you are OU local, you are not eligible for Andhra Pradesh MBBS seats unless that local migration rules exist and you have a certificate. So AU local, SVU local and non-local candidates are alone eligible. OU MBBS are not eligible for OU seats like it used to be before, or they are not eligible for the non-local seats directly by being OU. Okay, so here MBBS studied, your state will be mentioned. Once you enter your MBBS studied state, you will have to enter your university name and college name. You will have to enter this. This MBBS study state cannot be edited. You enter your MBBS hall ticket number. This will be in your degree certificate or your mark sheet or your MBBS hall ticket. Any number is fine. One particular number is fine. Even if you have two different numbers, you use your hall ticket number or your mark sheet number. That is preferable. Otherwise, use your degree certificate number. Next, enter your year, admission year. MBBS completion year will be auto-populated. It will automatically take from NB, but you can modify it. I'll modify that year to here, and then start with your internship completion date and internship completion end date needs to be mentioned over here. It should be before July 31, 2025. And then medical council registration start date and medical council registration, sorry, you'll have to enter your medical council registration state, whichever medical council you are registered in, that is perfectly fine, no issues at all. You will be eligible for Andhra. Later you can change your medical council registration. After the final admission, they'll give you time. Enter your medical council registration date over here. When you registered, the issue date, the certificate will have this date, and enter your medical council registration number. A temporary or permanent medical council registration might be a temporary registration is also fine. Enter your number here. Have you completed PG degree or diploma? Select yes or no. If you select yes, it will ask you what course you have completed. There is no ineligibility based this, but it is up to you to take a call or check with N.T.R and go ahead. If you select no, nothing needs to be entered. Now we come on to the next part, which is the personal details. You enter your name as in your MBBS degree. You are entering it again as your MBBS degree. Note that this cannot be changed is what we mentioned, correct? Earlier when we entered the name over here, it automatically took from NEET. That cannot be changed. But you can enter your name now, later under the personal details with your mention exactly as your MBBS degree. You can enter it. Change is also fine, no problem. Next, enter your gender. Mobile number is already entered, email ID is already entered, you cannot change. You can enter an alternate email mobile number, and then we move on to the Aadhaar part. Enter your Aadhaar number and select your social status or caste. Note that if you have a certificate from AP, only then you will be eligible for these categories. SC is now grouped into SC, Group 1, Group 2, Group 3. You will have to select that accordingly. A permanent caste certificate, a latest permanent caste certificate which is an integrated permanent caste certificate is required. Note that now let us say we are selecting a caste category over here. Any caste category, it will ask you where your caste certificate is issued from. Let us say you select your caste category as OC, nothing will be asked. If you select caste category as any one of the categories, then it will ask where you got your certificate from. It can be AP Me Seva or AP Seva Center. Just enter that. If you select other than AP here, so basically I am an ST category candidate or a SC category candidate, I got my certificate from another state, which means I belong to another state, but I did my MBBS from AP. That is why I am becoming eligible. Such cases, you are selected in other than AP, so you will be considered as an open category. Automatically this will change to OC. So be very clear. If you are another state candidate, you can only apply as OC, no reservation, even if you have another state SC category certificate or a backward class category certificate or ST certificate. If you select OC, then you will have the we'll come to the minority options. If you select OC, then you will have the minority options over here. You will have Muslim, Christian, non-minority for OC. Similarly, if you select BCA, BCB, BCC, etc., depending upon that, the minority status will reflect. For BCA, BCB, BCB and BCD, you will have Muslim or non-minority only available. All Christian candidates will be available under BCC. So BCC will have Christian alone available, and BCE will be have Muslim alone available. If you select SC category or ST category, you will be under non-minority. Now, depending upon minority seats are available, only Muslim minority seats are available. Selecting Christian minority might not be a benefit, but still, if you wish to, you can select for the right minority status. Now, you will have to produce a minority certificate from AP for that. Christian minority candidates, as of now, no seats are available, but in case some seats come up, that might be beneficial. Caste certificate number. Enter your caste certificate number. If you select a caste and then select AP over here, then you will have to enter a caste certificate number and the caste certificate issued district, and then the caste subcategory. The caste subcategory is the name of the caste. In your certificate itself, they would have mentioned the name of the caste that you need to enter, and select the district from which it is issued. You will also have that in your certificate itself. Citizenship, we come to the citizenship part. You have two options. One is Indian or persons of Indian origin / OCA. If you select Indian, there is no other thing that you need to add. If you select persons of Indian origin or OCA, you have to mention the date of issue of OCA card. If you are an OCA card holder or a PAO card holder, you know that if you have taken your OCA card before 4/3/2021, then you will be eligible for government quota. Otherwise, you are not eligible for government quota. Basically, you will not be equivalent to Indian citizens or NRI equivalents. So, in that scenario, where you are selecting OCA as 4/3 after 4/3/2021, 5/3/2021 onwards, then you will be considered as not eligible. You will get a pop-up. If you select OCA as before 4/3/2021, you will automatically be eligible for the counselling. Residential address, enter house name and village name over here. Select the state and the district, and the mandal, etc. These will appear for Andhra Pradesh. For others, it might be others. You can select others too. Now we come to in-services. Skip this part of in-service and move on to the next one. The timelines will be in the description if you are not a service candidate. If for in-service, you will have to select your service type, whichever location or institute, whichever location you served under for these many years, you will have to select that. First select whether it is rural, regular or tribal, and then service from to service to, and then select the particular authority where your HOD or the authority where you served under. The number of years get added as you add these records completely one by one. If it is more than 3, more than 2, more than 6, etc., you have the eligibility criteria depending upon where you serve. Save and continue. Click on save and continue next. After you add all the records, you can also delete this record at any point in time. You can always go back and delete this record. Once you save, it will say user details saved, and you can go ahead. Next, if you want to delete, you can always delete that record. If you say service details as no, you can go ahead and save and continue. Now the next part is the payment. Even before the documents upload, we have to complete the payment. The next part is the payment. You have net banking of SBI, HDFC, ICICI. You also have net banking of other banks. Don't think that only these three are available. You can click on other banks and go ahead, or you can pay by debit card or credit card. The maximum you pay is less than 1 lakh. So always UPI, even though that is the case, UPI is not available. You click on SBI, HDFC, ICICI or net banking other banks. If you select net banking as other banks, all banks will be available. You can also view more banks, not only these banks. You can search for the bank and then update, go ahead with your bank net banking. All of them have an additional charge of around 87 rupees, 1.5% additional charges applied. You pay the amount and click on submit. You will have the payment receipt like this. That is a final submission of fee. You still have a lot to do. Upload certificates is required. You have not completed your complete application form. So after that, you can click on continue. Once you click on continue, you go ahead and apply again. You can also go out and then come back and click on services to start again. Now this is where you decide, after payment is where you define your local criteria and also the upload of certificates. The local criteria this year is predefined from your NBE exam itself, because you are not able to change your state of MBBS. Automatically based on your state of MBBS, it is pre-populated. If you had been able to change your state of MBBS, some candidates who might have made a mistake might have changed it and provided right documentation. Right now, it is not possible. So right now, since this candidate had given an SPU, AP and then given SPU institute as MBBS institute, where there itself, then the candidate has been given MBBS, has been selected, the region has been selected as SVU. You can click on save and continue if your local region is selected. Let us say you are non-local, which means you gave another state. Let us say you gave the state of Karnataka as state of MBBS and then have come until now. Then you are a non-local. You will be eligible only through non-local criteria, right? Your employment, your residence, parents' employment, parents' residence, spouse employment, or spouse being a local. So first thing it will ask is, do you want AP non-local status with AP non-domicile? These candidates are eligible only for 15% unreserved seats. If you say yes, then it will automatically take you to this. If you are OU University or from Telangana, you might have a different option. But if you are otherwise only from a different state university, then it will say yes over here. It will ask you to upload any one of these certificates. In case you have done, your spouse is a local, that criteria has been added now recently. Earlier it was there. Right now that criteria has been added in the revised GO. That certificate is not appearing now. You will have to add those certificates. What are the certificates? Otherwise, you can add 10 years study certificate of either you or your parents, 10 years resident certificate of you or your parents. That can also be given, or current employment certificate of parents or spouse can also be attached here. For the spouse local, you can attach all the certificate in any one of these, and then you will be, your region will show us AP non-local with AP domicile. If you are Siddhartha alone, if you have selected MBBS from Siddhartha, then you will have to enter all these details, where you have studied your 6th to 12th from. And you also have to upload your 6th to 12th certificates, because your local status will be based on this. If you selected 4 years as Andhra Pradesh and 3 years as Telangana, then you might be eligible. All 7 years as Telangana, might be Andhra Pradesh, you might be eligible. All 7 years as Andhra Pradesh, you will be eligible. All 7 years as Telangana or higher number of years as Telangana, you might not be eligible. because you might end up being OU local. So depending upon what you select, automatically your region will also be selected here. This is only for Siddhartha Medical College passouts, MBBS passouts. And then we come to the documents upload. These are the list of documents that need to be uploaded. Caste certificate will not be available for all. This 9 might be available for everyone. Service only if you have selected service. NEET PG scorecard, birth certificate, photo identity proof, MBBS study certificate. Study certificate, you can upload bona fide certificate from your institute. Anything which says that from this date to this date, I have studied in Andhra Pradesh. That is sufficient. For the migration or MBBS transfer certificate, some candidates are facing an issue because migration and transfer certificates are not available with them. Some institutes or universities will give the migration or transfer certificate only if you take the allotment letter. I take my MBBS allotment letter, only then they will give me the certificate. This will not be available in that case. So if you are taking the migration or transfer certificate, if you don't have the migration or transfer certificate, upload a self affidavit. We checked with N.T.R UHS, they responded back saying upload a self affidavit, just write to N.T.R UHS and mention the address or something, then say, sir, I am dear sir, respected sir, I am applying for this particular NEET PG counselling. I don't have my migration and transfer certificate now. I will be able to get it only after I produce the allotment letter in my institute or university. Please, I assure you that I'll be able to submit it after the admission process. So that you need to submit, and then later during the admission or after the admission, you will be able to get it done. Just upload the self affidavit. Call up N.T.R UHS. More the number of people who call N.T.R UHS, N.T.R UHS response will also be consistent. They have been mentioning that you can upload a self-declaration. Medical council registration certificate and internship completion certificate, you can enter. PDF size is maximum up to 1000 KB and file format has to be PDF. Now, once you upload all this, save and continue. You will also have other certificates which are there, which are like minority certificate. You might need other local migration certificates, etc., etc. All these certificates might be required. If you are eligible for those, then you will add on those certificates as well. Siddhartha 6th to 12th, etc. All those you will add on. That will appear based on what you selected earlier. Now, preview and final application. Here, click on preview final application. Go on to the next page. Preview everything. Just every information, print out and note down every information. No hurry. Tomorrow you can submit. Day after tomorrow you can submit. Before 25th morning, if you submit, you are safe. No issues. Last minute glitches too might happen, but before 25th it is fine. Morning it's fine. So please ensure that everything here is printed out and you tick out everything, consciously thinking about those fields. Now, once you do that, give a declaration and do final submit. This final submit, you will ask for a pop-up, and that is a final submit. Editing might not be allowed later. If you miss out minority, if you miss out some particular eligibility, caste category eligibility, it might not be possible later. Especially check on whether your local status is very clear, caste category is very clear, and all your eligibility certificates or certificates are rightly uploaded. Now, once you click on submit, you'll get a notification or a pop-up saying application submitted successfully, and then that is the end of the complete application process. You can always go back if you want confirmation. We went to the initial services board, right? Once you log in, you will have this board. There you can go to services and check your payment status. The payment status will be reflecting, it will say success. That you can always check at any point in time. Second, you can always check the application status. You can go here and click on application status. Just above the payment status, it will say application submitted. So this is success, this is application submitted, that is your application submission. But you need to do one thing. During the next 1 week or 10 days till the merit list is published, you keep checking your login. If there is a verification memo, they'll either mail you or just there will be a reference in your login itself. Check for that. They will put up a notification possibly. Even if they don't, keep checking daily. If there is an issue with the certificate upload, they will let you know and you will have to re-upload the certificate. If you have uploaded some 10th certificate instead of MBBS certificate, etc., such issues might happen. You have not uploaded your let us say mark sheets, you have not uploaded some certificates that are required, like minority certificate, which is required for minority, then they will put up a verification reference or a memo there or a remark there. Please ensure that that is re-uploaded. You can always contact AP. AP has been responding beautifully this year. I'm happy about that. They also call you back as what has been the feedback from candidates. So please call them up and then get your entire queries clarified. Obviously, if you're unable to reach out or you want to reach out, you're a subscriber, directly you can reach out to Zainat. You will have absolute clarity on all the demo, all the registration part and the queries on eligibility, etc. Thanks a lot for watching.